Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is MADDENMONEYSHOT, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Raiders playbook. This is kind of a part 2 from a gameplay that I just put out a couple days ago out of the single back wing tight. I already put out, the wing tight U. There's a very specific difference to that. I already put out some run plays that kind of highlighted in that video. As well as some pass plays, but I'm going to break it down a little bit slower in practice mode. I try to do at least one practice mode a week and, just show these things a little bit more in depth. It's been a while since I've done a practice mode like this. If you guys like this format, hit the like button. If you're used to this, if you think it's easier to digest doing it this way, let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button. Other than that, we're going to get right into it. I might as well knock out the run plays first because I already showed the stretch in that gameplay. I have a link in the description below if you guys want to watch that. I pretty much used a lot of these plays in that gameplay, but I'm going to show them again. So we'll go ahead and we'll show the stretch real quick. There's a couple different ways to run this. This is definitely the bread and butter run play out of this formation. So to me, this is definitely one of the harder stop run plays. You don't really have to make any adjustments. I find that if I want to, all I really have to do is flip the play to the receiver side. That's just hitting the right stick to the left or right, and you can flip the run play if you don't know. And that really makes a pretty big difference as far as, I just find that running to the receiver side, you can see how easy this is. I mean, that's, to start a good 15-yard carry, but if I really want to kick it up a notch, all I have to do is motion over this tight end here. Now I forgot to put my my fullback at the. I typically put the fullback, especially for the pass plays, at the carrier spot there, which I didn't remember to do, but it doesn't necessarily matter. But having him as a lead blocker is definitely going to help. So if it's a man coverage, you just want to flip it. And if it's a zone coverage, you want to bring over an extra blocker. That's pretty much the easiest way to say it. You can motion snap it too. I didn't get a chance. I tried to there, but a motion snap a lot of times will help. And you can see just all the size. Getting these tight ends on DBs is usually going to give you a big blocking advantage. I'll run it one more time with the motion snap. If you want to motion snap, you just have to snap it right around the time he gets to the left tackle, and you can see right there, just extra coverage, just extra bodies in the way, and we get we're getting 10, 15, 20 yards of carry pretty much every time. So really easy run play. Like I said, definitely the bread and butter of this formation. Let's go on and show some other ones. I'm going to go through these as quick as possible. I would say one of my other favorite ones is definitely going to be the zone fake jet and the jet sweep. Now, like I said, you have to have somebody with some speed. I don't know where Darren Waller is on the bench, but we're going to put Darren Waller at this spot because that's going to be the running who the running tight end is. And then I'm going to make sure whenever I want to run this play, the jet sweep, I have to have that and the zone fake jet together. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to add these two plays to my audibles because it's really a read-based play. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do that, and then we're going to pick the jet sweep. So like I said, you want to run these two plays together, mostly because it's a one-read play. If I have a gap right where that defensive end, that defensive tackle is, doing the fake is actually going to be a better play. So right here, I have a gap right in front of me where this run play is going to go. So this is where I'm going to take it. And you can see this is a very big gap. If I see that gap, I make that read, I switch it over. It's a really simple run. If I don't see that gap, I just run it as is. Like right here, it's really stacked to that box a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to run this with the sweep. And you can see right here, it's a really simple single read, and you can make big plays to both sides of the field. Now, I really like running a play like this too. Even if it doesn't have success, it's gonna make your opponent know, like right here, I didn't have success with it, but it'll give them something to think about. It's just like real life NFL. If you throw something like that at your opponent, it's gonna give them something to think about, which is to me, it just keeps your opponent on your toes. So right here, once again, we have that read, we have that hole between the defensive end and the defensive tackle. Even though they were blitzing, it still worked out. Let's go to the replay real quick to show you what I was talking about, because I don't think I explained it in real time, but you can see how big this gap is. Even though I don't have a blocking advantage to that side, this guy, he's going to motion across out of the play. I only have 2 blockers and there's 4 guys in that area, but it still works out because of the run fits. So it does regardless, because because of the run fits, it's still going to be a big play. Even though it looks like I'm going to run into a wall, I don't know, it just has success. If you have that gap, it's always going to have success. And if you don't have that gap, take it to the tight end. It's going to usually be a pretty big play. So here, once again, now we don't have that gap. To me, this is pretty simple. If it's a cover 3, this typically will have success because you can see how that cornerback backs away. Cover 3, cover 4, where the cornerbacks drop, you're going to have success with this sweep play. So like I said, right here, this might be a cover 2, but I'll run again. I don't have that gap. So I'm gonna go ahead and run it one more time. Like I said, I scored a touchdown. If you watch the footage at the beginning of the video, this can be a very explosive play, and it's a very explosive 1-2 punch if you make the reads correctly. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the next play. All right, time for some of the fun stuff. We're gonna start off with some dink and dunk plays, and then we're gonna work our way back to some of the home run plays, because there's some pretty good home run plays in this formation. So another play that I showed at the beginning of the video and in the gameplay was the PA boot slide. So the read's really simple. All I'm going to do is put Moreau here on a streak. That's just to pull coverage back, and then you just basically have your 2 levels of passing with the B route and the Y route. That's pretty much it. If it's a cover 3, the B route's going to be good. Right here, like I said, there's typically nobody underneath. So if you have a speed guy there, he's going to get an easy catch and run for like 10 yards. If they do hard flat to take away carrier, obviously the B route's going to be wide open then. So here we have that cover 2. Like I said, cover 2, cover 3, really doesn't matter. I thought I could get that corner and go up the field, but he got tackled. But that's, I mean, this is a really easy play. The B route is going to beat pretty much every coverage between cover 3, cover 4. He's pretty much always going to find space if you get a good throw. I guess that was another cover 2 variety right there. Even though he looked covered the entire way, it's a pretty, you know, this route is pretty much always open. So let's go ahead and let's do this one more time. Like I said, that A route is really just to pull coverage, and I'm just, you know, pretty much hitting the tight end 9 times out of 10 or the fullback. Now, if you want to play that beats man, I have a really good one here out of the PA jet sweep. This play here, you can't really make any adjustments. This is one of the only downsides, but it's got really good man beaters on it. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to pick a specific man coverage play. We can go the cover 2 man, the cover 1 man, doesn't really matter. The OLB fire, let's go with that. We'll just pick something all out blitzing. So this play here, I don't necessarily recommend running this against cover 0 all out blitzes, because I can't make any blocking adjustments. But if you run this play, the B route here typically gets open pretty quick on the outside, and you can see, we'll go to the replay to watch that. But you can see how it's just the way this route's set up. It's a pretty glitchy route, so you don't need the most time. But if you have, you know, if you have a good tight end, you're going to see how the way this route just sets up. They just typically, the cornerback bites. I mean, I have a much faster cornerback. I have a speed disadvantage. I have a skill disadvantage. I have every disadvantage possible except for that route, which is super glitchy. So you're going to see right here, like I said, he bites outside, gives me the inside release. I could throw this at any time. As you can see right there, I mean, I'm getting a 0 blitz, so it doesn't really matter. But if somebody's running like a corner blitz or something like that, you might have a little bit less time, a little bit more trouble getting that play out. I really just have to get the ball out quickly. I can't even cancel the play actions. I'm going to lose a blocker here, and then I'm going to have to get rid of this ball pretty quickly. As you can see, I mean, that's you know, you're going to get that look pretty much every time. You're going to get a release like that. The ladder route on the left side there, the stop and go, that works too, but you can see it takes just way more time. But you can see, I mean, that gets passed as well. Like I said, if you can buy time, this is going to be a very good man coverage beater on both sides. Because, like I said, I mean, you can see right there, I mean, that there actually threw it a little bit too early. That's why I got tackled. But if you can buy time, if you have a fast quarterback and you can drop back a little bit, you're gonna have home runs on both sides of this play. You can see right here, we get that ball out. I mean, like I said, they're in my face. I'm not getting clean throws. As you can see right there, I kind of get pass led out of bounds. But like I said, just make sure you know you have to drop back. That's really all there is to it. And then we're getting home runs. So right here, up the top. So this next play is a pretty big passing play. The PAU drag wheel. I'm going to pick that. We'll just pick random 4-3. This play is probably more successful against zones, and this looks like it's an all-out man blitz. But all I'm really going to do normally right here, because of it being a man blitz, I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to drag the B route, block as much as players as possible. And you can see, I mean, this crossing route is going to be successful. Because you have so many tight ends, you always have the option to block pretty much all of them and still have success with these plays. I like a play like this because, you know, people will mostly be paying attention. They'll be in the box. And with that one receiver crossing, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. This is pretty much going to be the look here. But if it's not a blitz, I can put this Y route on a streak, and that'll open up a lot of things deep because he's going to pull back a lot of coverage. So like I said, right here, we got that cover 3. I threw on the run. I don't know why I didn't set my feet, but you can see, I mean, he comes across the middle really easily. And because of these dragging routes, because your opponent will be in the box, a lot of times they're not going to follow that receiver. They're not going to recognize that receiver until it's pretty much too late. So here we got another man coverage. Like I said, pretty good man crossing route. Will beat man coverage pretty well. Like I said, I like this play. This is a play that really has success against users. Users are not going to follow this X route. That's the bottom line. They're going to stay at home here. I don't know if that was a man cover one or what, but they're not going to drop back into this receiving route. Never happens when I run online. They never drop back. So, you know, like I said, really good formation, because, you know, it's gonna lull people into a false sense of security. Here, because I have that drag route and that route that starts off as a drag but then turns up, I wouldn't necessarily know what to call that. A lot of times they will create separation for one another, and right here we have a man coverage. I might be able to actually get going with that. But you can see, I mean, there's against cover, a lot of cover twos, it'll make the corner choose. Against you know, cover threes as well. Against man coverage, you can see right there, it turns out for a big play. I find that the X route works really well against cover 4/4, and the A route for some reason works really well against cover 6. I never really figured out why that is, but it is that way. So here we get a nice float pass, and you can see how, you know, this play is just, it's explosive to both sides. And because it's going opposite sides of the field, once again, it's going to leave your user on the defensive side in a pretty big disadvantage. So right here, waiting for that X route to cross, and we got another big play. So we'll go ahead and end the vid there. We have, you know, pass plays for just about every coverage, run plays that are the bread and butter of this formation. If you guys want to see more plays like this, more practice mode plays, you know, where I break it down a little bit more in depth, what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, than the actual game modes, do me a favor to like button, and I'll keep doing them. Other than that, thanks for watching Mad Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.